Well, good morning, everyone. It's morning to me, so I'm saying good morning. Um, I have a little one sitting next to me and a baby sleeping. But I wanted to come on because last time I had talked to or made a video was when I was pregnant and we weren't even quite sure what the sex of the baby was. And I'm trying to remember, I know it was past 12 weeks. I just can't remember how far along it was when I had made the video. Um, I actually think it was, I know I was in the second trimester, but it was before it. And we didn't find out what we were having until I was 22 weeks, which has happened to me, I think, the last time. One of our, so my doctor's office prefers to wait until 20 weeks minimum do any to do the ultrasound because they're looking for particular things, and it's just easier to find out if it's more of a guarantee that they're correct when telling you the gender of your baby. So ours ended up being scheduled out at 22 weeks because my doctor actually had talked about it. She only likes to deliver so many babies in a year or in a month. She likes to deliver at least a minimum of 17 or a maximum of 17 babies, and she just won't take on anybody new because she likes to make sure that all of her patients have that personal interaction with her and that she is there for as much as she can be, and also be there for her own family, because she has small children as well. Well, she ended up delivering a month before we had our baby, so the month of July. I know she was not at the end of the month yet, and she had already delivered 30 babies. So it was quite above what she liked, and she said it was because there was her patients that she's already delivered. She will never give them up. Once she's delivered one of your babies, she keeps you. And she had a lot of us had come through and said, "Oh, hey, we're 14 weeks along," and where the other patients were new patients that had come in more like 5 to 6 weeks along. So having their first babies or whatever, and so we kind of overloaded her, which is fine. She, of course, didn't care. She's very sweet and she would never turn anybody away, anyways. But it was just kind of, she was very, very busy. And so it came that I couldn't have my appointment until I was 22 weeks. Anyways, so my pregnancy was actually really good, but there were things that happened in pregnancy that I had never had before, and this is my fourth child. And so I was more tired. I'm also, throughout all all the pregnancy. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to think back. I was 38. I'm going to be 39 here shortly. We actually, I'm trying to remember when we found out we were pregnant. It was November or December. So I got pregnant right after I turned 38. So had to remember. Um, so you know, getting older, the age, and it had been 4 years since our last one was born. Well, I also had massive swelling, which I know a lot of people had that same issue as well. Sorry. Um, she also seemed, she was my biggest baby, but they thought she was going to be a lot bigger than what she was when she was born. And no, it's not because she stopped growing or anything. It's because she was extremely long. And so it just kind of throws off the numbers a little bit. But I had so much swelling that my feet were actually bruised. You could see the bruising on my feet. And I've swelled a lot with my first one, and I never had any bruising. And I swelled one time with our last one, and that was it. So this time around, but I've swelled not being pregnant, having a bad year or something, or traveling. I've had my feet be huge, and I don't. I've never had them hurt. Well, these. Oh, it hurt so bad. And then recovering after the baby was born, I still had a lot of bruising and a lot of nerve nerves, basically coming back and doing that sparking thing that they love to do. So anyway, baby's born. Um, we had another little girl. So now we have one boy and three girls. Um, she was 6 pounds, 10 ounces, and she was 19 and a half inches long. Our other child, the longest child we had was our son, and he was 18 inches long. And he was 5 pounds, 10 ounces. So he was long for his weight. Oh, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not good at knowing what, I don't know. But for her, she looked so long and very, very petite, where our son didn't look as petite. I don't know. But um, she was full term. All of my children, except for one, were full term. And yeah, the other two, they were more like 15 inches and 17 inches long. So I don't know. She was my longest, and she I just I don't know. Between the swelling and everything, I did have preeclampsia with my first one, and I said I'm feeling very. It felt kind of the same this time around, like I was developing preeclampsia again, and the doctor said that was possible, but you know, everything stayed in the safe zone, so there was no initial concern except for I would go in with my blood pressure being higher and then it would lower while I was there. So that's why they didn't uh, have initial concerns over anything. So, um, other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else. But okay, so after she was born, we, I was going to make a video and say, oh, here's the baby. And then we couldn't figure out what was going on. She had some wheezing. She was having difficulty sleeping. She was not completely colicky. It was actually on and off colicky. I don't. I've never had a colicky baby, honestly, ever. So I had no idea. I don't know what the normal is. But I do have to say, it wasn't that bad. Um, it just, when it started progressing, is when I said, oh, now we're up all night with her. So we found out that she actually has a milk allergy, which it does happen and they outgrow it usually within 1 year. Um, but I said, oh, that's similar to some of the reactions she had. My other children had, but I was never told that. They just said acid reflux and gave them medicine, and we just whatever. And so I'm nursing with her, so of course then I have to go off of dairy for her, which I know a lot about going off of dairy. Not my son, when he was 3, was diagnosed with a milk intolerance, but it was to the protein, just like what she's having. So it's not lactose, it is protein. And yeah, anyways, I'm trying to hurry up and talk because she wakes up and she wants, she'll be held. And can't really do much. So I'm trying to think of everything. But so I'm off of dairy. It's only been 5 days now that I've been off of dairy, but we actually were able, they said, oh, you won't notice any reaction, for any changes for 5 to 7 days. We actually noticed it within one. The wheezing wasn't as bad, and each day the wheezing, and now she's not even wheezing anymore. And it seemed like it happened so fast, but we noticed the signs, like when we were talking about it and looking at the signs and the list that they have. Um, it was from the time she was born, which is kind of interesting because part of my pregnancy I actually didn't eat any dairy. So which I think I made a video on that. I don't remember. But uh yeah, so she apparently, had a bad reaction, and like I said, they said it happens enough. I know they said it's only 2 to 3% or something like that, but the doctor's like, I think it's more than that because we see it often. So, oh well. Um, Trying to think of anything else I can think of. We've been, just like everybody else, we've been at home, so there's really nothing new going on. Um, yeah. So, had a baby girl. Right now, we have her. She has to lay in an incline, because she was spitting up so much that that gasping that she was having was because it was going into her lungs. Some spit up and that it wouldn't come out. But yet at the same time, them being on an incline, they can't get it out. But she just does better on that incline for sleeping or anything. So we, I have her kind of, I'm sitting next to her. Well, now my other daughter, she wants to sit next to her. And so she's here and the baby's on the other side, but very safe. So, and she can only sleep like this when I'm sitting with her, she's awake, or her dad, or I'll even have my son. He's 18, old enough to, help. But here, I'll try to show you. And she's getting so big already. Um, she seemed like we actually had somebody ask us if she was a preemie or how premature is she, and I said, with going to the doctor for the first time, I said, well, she's not premature. She's full term. She had such a petite look to her that she looked smaller than she was. And when you would hold her, she felt like she weighed nothing. And I'm not sure why, but she didn't even go under 6 pounds. You know how babies lose weight right after birth. She actually didn't even go under 6 pounds, nothing, where our last one did. But no, she just has very petite features. And, but she's growing really well. She's gaining weight really well. No concerns. And she's, already gained plus back. So, I don't know. You want to say good morning?
Good morning.
So, yep, kids are growing. I know she probably looks so much older since the last video we've had of her. Um, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will make some more videos. It's just been kind of, like I said, with all of the changes going on, and then her with her milk allergy, it just seemed to throw everything off. And yeah, we're learning about new things that we're planning on doing, and I'll share those things with you. Just we'll do it in another video. But we'll see you later.